Welcome back everyone to another mod showcase, and today we're going to be doing a review for the Plague mod. And I'm very familiar with this mod because I used to watch popular MMOs covering this mod of how destructive it is. So I'm just going to read the overview. So it says, the Plague mod 1.7.10 is both a fun but equally useful and destructive mod. You can change blocks, which makes it possible to turn an entire landscape into diamonds or emeralds. So definitely be careful with this mod, but it can also be a great source of fun or pranking. Just be sure to back up your saves before trying this one or on something valuable to you. So yeah, that's actually what it says. So this is a very destructive mod and helpful mod at the same time. So we're just going to go over a few things. So what we have here is like some bacterium colonies, the replacer colonies, the bacterium jammer, and the bacterium jammer blocks. And we also have bacterium splash potions. I really want to know what this is. I think this is like a potion effect if you try to splash yourself with this stuff, and it might cause a whole infection. But like I said, I'm entirely new to this mod, so just bear with me. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go into creative mode, because I think this experience is probably better off in creative mode, but I do want to try it in a survival sense. So I'm going to get a sponge, because I think there's a way to make that bacteria stuff, because in order to make bacterium colonies, you need a bunch of bacteria, and a bunch of bacteria comes from, I guess, water. Like, you got to encase the thing in water. I mean, I'm just trying to recall of what Pat covered in his showcase. So I think all you just do is just put some water down. I'm just going to see how this all works. Hope this is all even. Hope so. Then I think all we just gotta do is put a sponge in there. And I think it's supposed to mold. And this is the old version of Minecraft, so I don't think sponges work very efficiently here. So we just put a sponge in the water, and I think it's supposed to turn into like mold, or is it moss? I don't know. But let me just check, because I think when he showed it, it was like some like mold or whatever. But all you just do is like put a sponge in the water and just wait for it to turn to bacteria. Yeah, I'm not sure when it's going to change, because I'm looking at the page. We're just going to let time tell. Alright, so we're just going to wait until something happens with the sponges, because I'm clearly unsure of how it works. I may have to watch the showcase on Pat's point of view again, but I have added some bricks around here just in case if I'm going to cause a lot of destruction. So we're just going to go ahead and continue on with the showcase. So what we have is bacterium colonies, and in order to make it, you need a bunch of bacteria and a redstone torch. To get those, you're going to have to make that moss or that mold or whatever it's called just to do that. So we have a ton of these, and what this stuff does, it basically destroys things. And then we have the bacterium replacer colony. This is the one that's very overpowered, which requires a bunch of bacteria and coal. So what this does, it basically clones a lot of the blocks. So we have, TNT, because we might do something really chaotic at the end, because we gotta make it alive a little bit. And we also have the bacterium jammer, which is iron, bacterium colonies, cobblestone, and redstone. But I highly recommend making the bacterium jammer, just because it can actually stop all the bacteria at once, while the block version kind of just stops a specific area. So this one is more controlled, and while this one is basically everything. So now that we have that, and also I need to keep setting my time today. Still nothing. I mean, I'm still checking back on updates. So for over here, I think all we just got to do is just place this. And remember, this does cause a lot of damage to your world. Just in case, you just make sure you place everything with blocks, because I think the bacteria kind of doesn't like the bricks. So we're just going to place it. And what's next? Why is it not working? Oh, that's right. I think we got to get some redstone, or any type of redstone. It could be a torch or any powered redstone. So let me just go back to survival. If we're in a survival situation, we click it, we break it, and it should begin breaking the underground. I don't see the bacteria, since it's kind of like wood right now, but let me just break this birch log here. It didn't really penetrate through the whole thing. So let me try placing it like right here. I mean, I didn't really expect this, so let me just place the dirt block again. So we gotta go fetch another piece of dirt. I mean, I didn't really test this out, so this is still a learning experience. And all you just gotta do is put a redstone right next to it, break it, and now you can see it's going to do the work. And it shouldn't be able to destroy everything around it since this is, accompanied by bricks. So I just hope that it doesn't cause any more problems. And you can see that it's eating up all the dirt, but in a fixed area because of the bricks. And then we can just go down here just to check to see what has this virus or bacteria done. And as you can see, it cleaned out a nice area. Like, this is actually pretty good for like base cleaning. And if you really want to, I guess, make it all the way down just to get some ore, or make it like some sort of ore hole or something, like an ore hole. Let me just go to creative mode. You might not be able to see it. I might give myself some night vision so you guys can see, because it's probably pretty dark down there. So we drink this. I hope it does something. But anyways, we put the colony on there, put the stone, and then put the redstone torch on there, break that, and then you'll see it's going to work very fast. So yeah, it's going to take a little longer. You can see that it's starting to reveal some ores such as coal, and then it's going to start reviewing diamonds, and then maybe some other important materials. So yeah, you can see how efficient this thing really works. This basically makes mining a lot easier. Like, you can get to see a lot of these ores. Like, look at that. You can kind of see there's like a cave right there. Like the way I was just glitching out reality. Like, this plague is very OP. Like, I do see this for like somebody that really wants to get diamonds. But it's very OP. Like, look at that. It can also work around the lava too. Oh boy, that is insane. Like, look at that. We spot diamonds. Look, we got some dirt in between and some coal. But this is very wonderful though. Like, very good for cave exploration. Like, if you really just don't want to dig, just use the bacterium colony just to make things a lot easier. Now what we're going to do is try the bacterium replacer. So all we just do is just place it like the bacterium colony. And in order to make this again, just get a coal and some bunch of bacteria. And the bunch of bacteria, we just got to try to make some moss. It's basically pretty much the similar recipe. But the difference with this one is you can actually clone a similar block. So we have like a block of diamond, for example. Just put some redstone next to it, break it, and then it's going to affect everything with diamond blocks. So it's pretty much like, instead of destroying, it's more like recreating. Like, look at that. That is a lot of diamond blocks. And I believe you can also do this for ore spawn. You can do it for any type of op block that you kind of have. Like, you can probably get like a ton of titanium blocks or a ton of any type of block in existence. I mean, this kind of just breaks the reality of things, like a bacteria that can alter the molecules in each of these blocks just to give you something very valuable. I mean, this is another way to destroy the economy on any server, or even for yourself, because imagine just having a ton of these diamond blocks. It's going to become common instead of very rare. And let me just go into creative mode. You can see how fast it kind of works. Like, it kind of stops right there, but it should be able to keep cloning. But that's a lot of diamond blocks, to be honest. Like, it can literally just continue down even further. But I think ever since we placed it on, I guess, a grass block, it only affects like grass and dirt. And you can probably do it again and just this time add, I don't know, TNT just to blow it up. But I don't want to do that because I want to save that for the very end. But let me try gold just to see how this works. Add that. That it should be able to turn the blocks into gold. And look at that. The redstone is still there unchanged. And it immediately turns to gold. Like, this is literally just a trippy way to still do some world building. I would call this a world generation type mod that can alter the reality of how blocks are formed and made. Let me go back to over here. It still seems like nothing is working. I really don't understand this whole mechanic of the whole entire moss feature. Like, Pat basically highlighted of how it works, but it's kind of just very hard to process. Like, I may have to check it again Or so I have went back to the sponges, and it seems like it's not working. Let me see here. Is it must? Is that called? Oh, must. Okay, must. So what is must made out of anyway? Must. Oh, okay. Okay. I think this makes a lot of sense now. I think it was pretty stupid from the very beginning. Oh, sometimes my big head, it doesn't process things. So I think all you gotta do is like craft some must, and then once you have the must, it turns into bacteria. I think that's how it goes. And then it starts changing colors like very slowly. And then once it changes the colors, then it's basically harvesting time to get the bacteria. Like, look at that. It's already turned to green. That means it's starting to go through its cycles because bacteria has cycles. It doesn't immediately just turn brown. It kind of just slowly encapsulates the must and it turns it into a bacteria or a block full of bacteria. But now I understand how that works. Now that confusion is out of my head. All right, so now what we're going to do is try both of these bacterias, but one is destructive without any restraints from the bricks. And if it was in a survival situation, imagine placing the bacterium colony and then just begin breaking all the dirt blocks around or even the stone blocks. I mean, let me just try stone blocks, for example. If I just place this down and just basically be careless, want to start chaos. Okay, it didn't do anything. Let me just go back to creative and try it again. I'll say this mod is kind of like a trial and error. So let me try this, put the stone there, place it again. It should be able to work, but I think you gotta do dirt first and then that. Just gotta learn. Gotta learn how these destructive mods work. And then you try it again. There you go. This time is without the restraint. So everything kind of just gets destroyed over time, like slowly over time. Like you can literally just do this as a time lapse. Like this is what happens in a survival situation. Like if I was in survival and I just did that, everything gets destroyed. But say if you're that one type of player that constantly griefs everything, like you're that one person that griefs. I know there's always some griefers everywhere. You just do this again, break that, then you're basically contaminating the whole world. But do bear in mind, it will cause a lot of problems with performance. So be extra careful. Like, look at that. Like, this is literally the end of the world. Like, look at this. The world is trying to process what's going on. Like, it's crushing reality as we know it. Like, it's basically bending and it's twisting and turning. And imagine you trying to escape. Like, you're basically not safe. And the horses, the cows, and everything that's just thriving in this area, it is going to not have a fruitful life. You're basically going to be falling down to the pits of hell just because this bacteria is going to keep eating up everything. Like, I mean, I even did a replay mod for this right now just to show you guys how destructive this thing really is under a time lapse. Like, it's very crazy of how destructive this thing could actually be if you just place this without any bricks at all. Like, this is why I recommend just placing bricks around the bacteria just to contain it instead of just being reckless. And if you guys want to stop this bacteria from crushing and destroying reality as we know it, you just gotta jam it with the bacterium jammer. And then what it does, ooh, you could see that it lagged my game a bit, but it stops the bacteria in its tracks to stop the destruction. And look at that. You literally got yourself a lot of ore just being present around here. Like, this is a very good mining spot, but this can be very dangerous because there is some mobs that may spawn here. But luckily we're in peaceful mode, so we don't have to come across creepers, zombies, or skeletons. But you can come all the way down here and just easily spot like diamonds, titanium, uranium, I guess some other special ores from different mods. And you can also use different blocks from different mods just to make it a little bit easier to find the ore so you can basically live fruitfully instead of just mining with a pickaxe. But look at how much destruction this thing caused. And I remember Pat did say it does something with the water. Yeah, he's not wrong. It's very messy. Like, this thing is definitely messy. But now what we're going to do is try it with TNT. But let me try something else. Oh, never mind. So yeah, I think if you do break it on time, Yeah, it does turn to TNT, but I think you got to do a lot of trial and error just to get this right. But look at it go. Cows, all your food supply is going to turn into a lot of gunpowder and a lot of combustible minerals. Like, you're just not going to enjoy this place. I mean, this is literally exploding TNT's place. Like, this is literally, he might even want to live here because it's very fruitful. Like, you can literally cover a whole island with a lot of TNT, and you could probably cover a whole island with a lot of bedrock. That's if you can even get your hand on bedrock. Like, look at this. I mean, imagine trying to make a full TNT cave. I mean, that'd probably be pretty cool. Actually, let me try that. I mean, I'm pretty daring today. All right, there we go. So yeah, you gotta break it on time. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! We got lava. This is not good. Not good. No, don't. Gotta end this. There we go. There we go. This makes it a little bit easier. This is very destructive. Oh, it's very dark. Okay. And somebody's calling me during my showcases. That's kind of disrespectful. But look at it. It's covering everything very fast. Alright, so we have waited a little, and look at that. There is a lot of TNT, and my game is lagging like hell. Alright, let me turn these shaders off, because this is very heavy. Like, this is immensely heavy. And we need to use the jammer right now. This is getting crazy and out of hand. Like, this is why you gotta be extra careful. Okay, use the jammer. Jam it. You gotta jam it, please. We need to jam this. Oh my goodness. Hey, is it gonna jam? No, it did it lag my world? It says it jammed 0 bacteria. So it stopped. I hope it stopped. Stop. Stop making more. Stop. It's too much TNT. Oh boy. This game, it's really trying to hold itself up. It's even going across under the water. That is crazy. Okay, so I guess there's no more bacteria. But this is very destructive. Like, very ultimately destructive. And if I want to light this thing up, my world might crash. We haven't even tried the bacterium splash potion yet. And I think in order to make this, all you just need is like the bacterium colony and you're fine. But boy, this is very hard to navigate. Oh boy. I think I should just do it in a fixed interval instead of just try to do the whole world out of TNT. It would be kind of nice if you can turn the trees into TNT. I mean, it's kind of getting there. It's slowly getting there, but man, this is so hard to navigate. They're right. It's very destructive. I mean, if you don't have a good PC, you're cooked. And let me just light it up. I mean, it's pretty stupid for me to do that. This is probably one way to crash your game or crash anybody's server. Just put tons of TNT without restriction. And now I'm trying to shut down my survival world and it's still stuck on the loading screen. This is really absurd. This is what happens when you invite bacteria to your world to plague everything. This is basically the effects, like literally the effects of just running it like that. That's why bricks are very important. Alright, so we are going to try this again, but this time doing it in a fixed area full of TNT. I know, it's kind of like very crazy just to mass destroy your whole entire world. And some people are probably going to be like, dude, you really just sacrificed your whole PC for science. Yes, I did. And what happened? It causes a lot of lag. So that's what happens in reality. So now we gotta do that. And then it's going to turn everything into TNT. But this time it's nicely contained instead of just spewing all over the place uncontrollably. But I think this only works on the sand layer because that's all it's going to be attached to is the sand layer. You can also break this on the side just to see how deep this TNT is going. Yeah, so that's how far it can go. I would say far enough just to get to sandstone. Then you're going to have to add one for sandstone. Then you're going to add one for stone and so forth. It will say it's basically the controlled way of just, doing it. So when you light that TNT up, we will see how destructive this thing really is. That is very destructive. Like, I already tried covering a whole world with TNT, and it just continued on forever and ever and ever. I don't even think a supercomputer can handle that. And now, what is left is trying out that potion one, because it's called the bacterium potion, which requires, let me see the recipe. It requires, I'm trying to figure out the recipe for this thing. It's still being finicky. Okay, let me just go to this one and then press R. There we go. Bottle of water, nether wart, and a bunch of bacteria. Now, if I splash this on myself, let's just see. We can probably splash it on a mob too. Let me see this. Oh boy. I mean, this is still pretty disruptive. It's really destructive still. Imagine just pouring this on a mob. But actually, let me try splashing it on the ground. Even splashing it on the ground is very destructive. So you don't even have to build this bacterium colony to begin with. You can literally just throw it at something and it just destroys everything. Then you just gotta make sure you got the bacterium jammer, jam all that bacteria up, makes everything nice and clean. I thought it was going to be like a potion effect or something, but you can literally just throw the bacterium colony instead of just placing it with redstone. But still crazy. This is going to conclude for the whole showcase for the Plague mod. And I hope you guys find this helpful in some way, because if you do, then I'm very grateful. But I know that this mod is very destructive, so be warned of how strong this thing really is. I know this showcase is supposed to be short and all, but I'm just showing you the experience just in case if you do decide to download this. Because this mod is very destructive and it will make your computer work twice as hard or 4 times as hard, or probably cooking it to an oven or to a toaster. So until then, I'll see you guys with another mod showcase, and I also don't know who created this mod, but whoever did, I'm very thankful for. just be thankful for just showing this mod of how destructive it is, but also just making it look very cool. But until then, see you guys with another mod showcase or an experiment on my channel. So, goodbye.